Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. This is my video for the junk journal group, Alternative Junk Journals. We're doing a Witch of the Woods or Witch's Grimoire or Book of Shadows swap. And I chose the hardcover option. And it has to have 3 signatures. And I believe either 20 or 30 pieces of ephemera. I'm not sure. I'm sure I have more than both of those. And I repurposed a book cover, but I didn't like it, so I covered it. And I had to make a new spine because it was not big enough once I had it made. So let me show you the cover. This is a picture that I like to think of as the witch looking out into her woods. Her window's open. She has her witchy stuff there. Here's a key and an escutcheon to her doorway. And I'd like to think it's kind of been beat up and gone through everything with her, and that's why the cover's all beat up. This is the spine. This is fabric I stole again from my boyfriend's upholstery shop. And here is the back. And I put a few skeletal leaves on the back. Now, they're fragile, so I did include another one inside in case we have to glue another one on at some point. I just used a piece of fabric torn as the closure and a hitch post because, you know, it's overstuffed per the usual for what I make. So, let's look inside. Okay. Hope I'm in frame, guys. Okay, so what I did was I tried to make this like a grimoire, which would actually be like a reference book for a witch, versus a book of shadows, which is generally like the person's personal work as a witch, like their spells, their intentions, things like that. At any rate, I tried to make it more like an educational or reference book. So on the first page, I have a familiar and a little familiar charm, and a printout of the Wheel of the Year. This tells all of the Sabbats or I guess holidays that you would celebrate if you were pagan and you were a witch. I started at Samhain because that's where we are now. This is like All Hallows Eve or Halloween. Gives some information on that. The next would be Yule, which is like the Christian Christmas. And then Symbolic, which is in February. And it's kind of like the first stirrings of spring, I would say. Or what I celebrate then. But there's a lot of information on these cards. So if anyone doesn't know or would like more information on it, they can just read the card. There's a pocket with some information on what witch runes mean, and I put a journaling card in that pocket. Cute little squirrely dude. And this is a vintage button. Here is a tuck, and this gives tarot card meanings and table of elements. This is actually a piece of my paper this is a real eco dye. I did this last year. I have a little tiny specialty maple outside my window from when I worked at a wholesale nursery, and that's from that. And here's your extra skeletal leaf in case the one on the back gets damaged from use. And throughout the book, I've included these cards that tell about plants and their uses and their actions and what you can use the essential oils and the roots and the leaves for and the seeds. So there are multiple different ones of those throughout the entire book. This is a pocket on the side here. This is a spell to banish bad energy. And then here is a card, a tag that gives you spell times. And it tells basically what kinds of spells you should do at what time of the day. And here's another piece of my eco die. This is a printable of eco die, but it's also very beautiful and it looks very realistic. I really like this. I think I got that from Jibid. This is a book page about cards. Cards are very useful throughout history in telling the future and having multiple reasons. This tells about musical cards. It was just a book page I had. Here's some textiles. These have been coffee dyed and they smell amazing. The person who did that I bought this coffee dye from, I think it's the Polka Dot Shop on Etsy. She has this amazing dye, tea dye, coffee dye, I'm not sure, but it smells incredible. Here's some digital stamping. Here's another one of those cards. Here's a little pocket, again, listing the wheel of the year and has a little tag inside it. Another one of those eco dies. This is just a blank page, and here's a charm of a star on these tabs. Here is a pocket I made out of some animals I fussy cut out of a book, and inside it has a printout of the 2020 lunar calendar, and then on the back I just put some paper, but you could easily journal on the back of that because the paper's not that dark. Okay, here's some more blank pages. Because like I said, I'm hoping someone actually uses this as their grimoire. I'm hoping they can add their own information. This is a book page on zoology. Here is just a journaling card about mushrooms, and on the back it has some lined space. And throughout the book, I've included these printables on tarot cards. This one talks about the star card, and I just backed that on some paper. You could take notes or whatever, journal. And that's floating, so just held in by a paper clip. Here's two more of those cards, some digital stamping, printable from Jibid. This page is actually attached in the book. This talks about aphrodisia and what that substance is and what it's used for. And there's folklore that talks about the 10-day period after a full moon and how it holds special magic. And this is a page about using the power of the full moon by day. It's very interesting. So I included that. And it does lift up, so you can journal underneath it. So another printable by Jibid. Some digital stamping. Another eco die. This is a pocket that has crystal cleansing methods and altar setup information on it. Here is a little tag I made. A little pocket, and then the back is blank for journaling. Here is the other side of the zoology page. This is some very old antique lace that I had gotten about 20 plus years ago in an antique store. So I actually broke it out and used it in this book. So I hope whoever gets this book really loves it and appreciates this. This is a recipe for pain-free tea. Now, I did not create these recipes. I purchased these off of Etsy, so I've not tried them. Be careful if you try them. Make sure you're not allergic to anything or there's nothing poisonous in them. I just purchased them and printed them out. And here's the back in case you wanted to add your own spells or tinctures or something. This is a belly band. I use Mrs. Cog's Beautiful Witches kit printables in here. I thought that was beautiful. And the rest is just collaging. And here's a page on the new moon. Also tea stain paper on the back for notes, journaling, etc. Some more eco dye. Some more digital stamping. The other side of that card page. Some more textiles. There's another one of those cards about oats. This is about the tarot card, the Lovers. And on the back I have the Sun. There's a glassine envelope around the other side. And this is the back. I just put a little butterfly on there. This is a glassine envelope. It's empty, but it has some sewing and a witch's broom, and I use some crackle finish on this. This is a flip out. It has a tag in the pocket, just made from an inventory tag. Watch me try and get this back in here now. There we go. And then this flips out, and this is an anti-hack spell. A beautiful picture that I got off of Pinterest. There's some washi down here. This is just a little trim on some eco dye. And here's our second signature. Second signature has a sun charm. And we're going to talk about the spring equinox on this card. This is like, this would be almost like May Day. It's Beltane, and it's celebrated, it's kind of a spring festival. It's like May Day for like Celtic people. There's a lot of information on there. This is the summer solstice. And this is like the festival at the end of summer. It's not just about like celebrating the fullness of life. It's also about celebrating the bountifulness of the earth. So there's some information for you if you would like to know about that. Some more blank pages. Just some scrapbook paper. Some more of that lace. I think this was a collar on an antique dress because it was really fancy and it was shaped like a collar. Here's another one of those cards. This flips out. It has a journaling card. Isn't that beautiful? That's a photograph I got off of Pinterest. It also has some antique lace behind it. And then this flips out and it has a recipe for angel water. And then this explains what angel water is. Here's some more digital printables. There's a pocket with 2 more of those cards. Just a little collaging down here with an antique button. Some more eco dye. Here is a page on the lunar cycle. And then on the back, just room for journaling. Some more tea dye paper. And then this is just held in place by a clock arm. Oh, my clock's going off. Here is another one of those cards. Here is a journaling tag, which I have backed with my eco dye. I'll wait till the clock's done. And here is a pocket that I've listed herbal first aid kit on, and then it just lists some herbs and how they're used for medicinal purposes. Here's a page with a printable with some beautiful mushrooms, some more scrapbook paper. Here is another charm. This is a moon with a familiar familiar on the cat sitting on it. It's very cute. This is a tuck I created from a slide. Here's some information on the Tower card for tarot. And again, backed it with tea stain paper so you could document anything you need to document under there. This is some very wide washi that I love. And this is again from Mrs. Cog's kit. It's an envelope that I decorated with one of her printables from the Beautiful Witches. This is just a die cut that I had, and then inside, oh, I backed it with a library card, and there's another one of those plant cards in there. The other side of the envelope I just made a tuck with, and did this journaling card. Here's some more eco dye. Here is a page about the dark moon, and that's just backed with some printables. But again, it's light colored. You can journal on the back of that. Here's a little collage I created. This is another printable from Gibbet. Here's a moon guide that I made a journaling card. I did a little sewing on that. Here's a page on the waxing moon. And also, this is some vintage music paper, and the song is The Grasshopper, which I thought was kind of neat for, you know, a natural theme. Here's another eco die, little star charm at the top there. Here's a little pocket I made. Like a paper bag. I used that Tim Holtz die cut to make the paper bags. It just has a tea stained tag in it, and then some more tarot information. This is on the Judgment card. Again, just backed with tea stained paper. Here's another digital printable. This is another tincture. This is for pain-free. Again, I did not create, I did not test, and not responsible. And I just did a little decoration on the back. Here's some more of that antique lace. I used the entire thing in here. Here's some more eco dye. Another part of that card book. Just some scrapbook paper. This is a tuck, and I used another piece of Mrs. Cog's Beautiful Witches. And then this is the World card. So the back is the Devil card. So I just, if someone doesn't like that, they can remove it from the book. Some more eco dye. Here's the Pentagram Charm. This talks about the autumn equinox, and then there are, besides full moon, besides holidays, the Sabbats, there are full moon celebrations, and this tells about the full moon celebrations and the months that they're in. Some more scrapbook paper. Two more of those cards. Here's some information on what time of day to cast specific spells, what kind of spells work best at what times of the days. Of the day, I should say. Here's another tuck. Another one of Mrs. Cog's Beautiful Witches. And then I just made a little collage down here using a slide. Here's the moon card. Backed on some paper. This is a little washi. Again, good space for journaling. Here's another page with some more of that tea-stained fabric. Whew, I can't talk today. And here's a pocket with a Florida water recipe. And here are some tags that I created. That wolf is, fox is gorgeous. Boy, I am having difficulty this morning, ain't I? Aren't I? Here's some more scrapbook paper. Here's another one of those cards. Little mushroom I fussy cut to use as a tuck. Here's a charm with a moon. It's really pretty. It's kind of like lacy looking, the metal work. Some more eco dye, some more digital printing, some more scrapbook paper, some more of that lace, some book page, some more scrapbook paper. This is an altered paper clip. Again, I used Mrs. Cog's Beautiful Witches kit, and then here is a page on the waning moon, and again, just backed with some printables. Some more of those cards. Another one of Jib and Neri's printables. Scrapbook paper. Zoology book page. This is a page on the full moon, and again backed with tea stain paper. Tuck it in here. This is another card with anti-inflammatory tea. Can you tell I had a theme? My leg was bothering me that day. And just blank on the back for journaling. There's a lace pocket, tea stain paper, eco dye, some more tea stain fabric. There's a pocket with aphrodisia oil recipe and a tag, another inventory tag, some scrapbook paper. This actually, my friend Olga, who's also in our group, she gifted me this, and then I just put a Mrs. Cog's printable on the front. She did a lovely job on this. And inside are uses for a lot of the recipes that I put inside, and then I just put some eco printables on the inside and another one of those cards. And then the back has the hungry water recipe on it. And this is some history of some of the recipes. This is another one of those cards. Eco dye, and that's the last page. And this is just a printable. So, this is my entry for the grimoire swap, and I hope you guys like it. I really like the way my cover turned out. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're joining the swap. And have a great rest of the weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, and thanks to all my new subscribers due to my 100 subscriber giveaway. It's open till this Thursday or Friday, Saturday. Wow, I'm a mess. It's open till this Saturday. So if you haven't joined or you haven't looked at that video, please take a moment and look at it. You may win a really cool journal. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.